Okay, here it is. New for me, 2018 Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium. I was looking for this exact vehicle for a couple months. Finally found one last week at a local Toyota dealer here. Somebody bought it 1 year ago. It's about 13 months old. It has about 18,000 miles on it. They traded it in. It was right there. I bought it the exact day it was offered, and I'm so glad I did, because this was the model I wanted. This was the color I wanted. This had the options I wanted, and I'm really excited to get this vehicle. So basics right off the bat, like I said, 2018 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premier. I'll go through some of the reasons why that's different than some of the other models. I love the look of the vehicle. First of all, it's been around since 2010. I mean, they've updated the front, they've updated the back, but for the most part, this is the way the vehicles look for a while, and I really like that. I like the headlights. I like how they integrated the fog lights. I like the hood scoops non-functioning, but you know what? I still like it. I don't care. What I don't like are those wheels and rims. It's an off-road model, and the rims look okay, but the wheels are like highway wheels. I mean, they're quiet. I guess that's good, but people don't buy this vehicle to be quiet, you know. So I've already bought some new TRD rims, some blacked out TRD rims. I've got some really nice tires from my last 4Runner, which unfortunately flooded, but I was able to salvage the tires on that 4Runner. And I'm going to put those really nice knobby tires on those brand new blacked out TRD rims, and we're going to mount those on every corner, and the vehicle is going to look great. We're going to start working some mods. I mean, one of the main reasons why I'm making this video is because I always like to mess with my cars a little bit, and sometimes I forget what they look like when I first got them. So I want to make this video to look back on and see if I did a good job. Hopefully I will, or a bad job, which I have made some mistakes in the past, I cannot lie. Thoughts on the outside. Again, I really love the color. That's why I chose it. Car came tinted. I don't love the roof rack. I just noticed that a couple days ago, and I just don't love it. It doesn't look good. It looks like something that belongs on a Chevy Traverse. I do like the little shark fin antenna on the back. I think that's pretty cool. 4Runners are great. They have these kind of spoilers in the back. Works really well. Of course, the best thing about a 4Runner, as many people know, is the roll down rear window. No better feature offered on an SUV or any car, and I don't understand why Toyota is the only manufacturer to do it. It's such a fantastic option. It's so convenient. It's convenient to put stuff in. It's convenient if you have a dog. It's convenient when you're just driving and you want some extra air in. It's just a very convenient feature to have on a car, and Toyota seems to be the only manufacturer to capitalize on it. Good for them. It's one of the main reasons why I bought this vehicle. So again, I wanted the TRD Off-Road Premium for a couple different reasons. There's only one model above this one. That's the TRD Pro, which is kind of the more hardcore off-road model. But the only difference between that one and this one is that one has blacked out wheels, the same wheels I just bought with tires, and a little bit different suspension, which eventually I'll have to adjust the suspension. But for now, the suspension is more than enough for me. And the TRD Pro, believe it or not, didn't have a sunroof the year this car was offered. I needed a sunroof. A sunroof was a must for me. I have to have a sunroof in my vehicles. I live in a sunny state. I like keeping my windows down and my sunroof open. Other options on the off-road is the side markers, which I just read about those. I guess those blink when I have my blinkers on. These are unique. These wheels and tires are unique to this trim. But again, those are coming off. I'll probably sit on them. I thought about selling them at first, but I think I'll just sit on them and see what it's like. Eventually, we're going to work on the front. We're going to do some mods on the front. If I had to pick one thing about this vehicle in the first week that I do not love, it's the headlights. They look great. I love how they're kind of integrated with the fog lights, but they're just not very bright in the evening. I mean, the first time I drove this vehicle 4 or 5 nights ago, I had to make sure they were on 3 or 4 times. Sure enough, they were on. They just weren't very bright. So I will definitely exchange those bulbs for something brighter. I haven't decided if I want to do LED or HID yet, but I'm definitely going to do one of the two because I need a car with better lights. And I'm going to replace every bulb on the inside. All right, how to get in this car. This is a 2018 model, and I'm going to use the only way to get in is with this key. Look how big this thing is. It looks like a weapon. Lock, unlock. Still the only way to get in. That's amazing. That is incredibly old school. And the only way to start this car is to stick a key into the ignition and actually turn it. Isn't that amazing? It really is. So right off the bat, when you look at the inside, it's a mixed bag for me. You know, this is a road SUV. It's an off-road model of an SUV, and they kind of wanted to carry that theme on the inside. Big knobs right off the bat, you can see that. Big knobs you can move around. There's kind of a blocky center console here. There's not a lot of smooth lines. Nothing kind of goes together. You've got different materials, different plastics. This is kind of a hard plastic that's got a dimple to it. This is kind of a shiny plastic. It's blocky. Look at how much space is between here and here. You've got some coverage points down here. It looks good. I don't know how long the plastic's going to last. You know, that's a different type of plastic, and I think it looks good. I don't know if it's going to last if something scratches on it, anything like that. So we'll have to see. One thing that makes the TRD Pro Off-Road Premium options on the inside is these seats. They call it Softex. I don't know if Softex is fake leather or leather. I hope it's fake leather, because fake leather seems to last better than the real leather does. It looks great. Seats are very comfortable. They're heated. They've got really cool badging on top, TRD, and I don't know if you can see it, but some pretty cool red stitching. Yeah, you clearly see that. Really cool red stitching all throughout this car, which is a surprise, because this is not really a kind of car to have features like that. This Softex stuff, you can see, kind of comes in over here on the sides as well. Got a little cubby here. I like that. It's my little gym pass. You've got everything I need in the mornings. Got my water. Let's start the car. Oh, right off the bat, I want to show you something. This car, because it's the off-road model, they added an actual gear selector for the off-road. Now, the SR5, the Limited, they have a little button that you can push and knob that way. Even the last generation, which I had a little just knob that you would twist. This has a very cool, very old school shift knob that actually shakes when you start the car. How cool is that? It shakes. You got a big drive selector here. Look at that. Look how big that thing is. TRD. But again, this thing is so cool. Two-wheel. If I want to put it in 4 high, I just drive this down. 4 low is this, down, over, up. We'll go over some of the other off-road features later. Here's the screen. I like the colors. I like the way it looks. But again, this came out in 2010. This is the dash of a 2010 vehicle. There's not a ton of information that you can see on the screen here. It's okay. It just gives you the basic information, which is more than enough. But you're not going to get all kinds of fancy video outputs or adjustable gauges or any of the things that you're starting to see in vehicles these days. Heck, I had to press a button on a key to get in the car and then stick that key in the vehicle to start it. I don't even remember the last time vehicles had like that, but whatever. Cool options here on the right. This car, as any person knows, male or female, that likes vehicles, we like buttons. And this car's got buttons, and I love buttons. And the coolest area that it has buttons, sure, every car's got buttons here. Yeah, the off-road has these heated seats, which is good. This kind of graphite looking, carbon fiber, I should say, looking plastic. But it's got really cool buttons up top. And what vehicle does not look tougher and more rugged by adding buttons to the top? And these are very cool and functional buttons. So because, again, it's the off-road model, it's got this crawl control, so you can go low, medium, high. You adjust that. Basically, you just set that, and then the vehicle will control throttle, and it will take you up a mountain or down a mountain, depending on what it's reading. You don't touch anything. I think that's pretty cool. It's got this selector on what kind of terrain you're in. So the first one, the easiest one, you know, is like sand and dirt, and then you get further into more serious off-roading. Looks like that's a mountain. Boulders, there's some boulders at the far end, so it really adjusts what you're able to do. It's got a button to turn off traction control, which I love, because my last 4Runner, you could not do that. Traction control was always on, and if I was out at the beach having fun and I wanted to kind of get the back end out a little bit, the car would immediately cut power and I would just sit there. So every time I tried to have fun at a beach, slide around on the sand, the vehicle would cut out. Now I know exactly what I need to do. I know exactly what I need to do in order to cut that out. So that was traction control. This is a locking rear differential, which not a ton of vehicles have. This is a real off-road vehicle, so it's got the ability to lock the rear differential, which basically forces equal amount of torque to both wheels, as opposed to feeding more torque to the wheel that has least amount of traction. So it's a very good off-road feature. And then another feature that people really love about this car, and really I got to do some research on it, it's called A-Track. And that's basically, I think it's unique to Toyota, although most manufacturers have a similar system, and it somehow uses the brakes to modulate and control torque to the wheels. That's as much as I can say. I probably will never need it. I hope I never have to need it, but I know it's a pretty popular option with the off-road community. Finally, it's got really good rear view mirror. That was an upgrade on this one, where you could actually change auto dimming rear view mirror. I really like the back. It's got good space. The TRD off-road has a sunroof, and I needed a sunroof. The TRD Pro, which is the model right above this, does not offer a sunroof, and I needed a sunroof. I don't love the light headliner. I feel like it should be a dark headliner. That would maybe make me feel a little cozier. I like dark headliners in general. But you know, you've got this dark interior, and then you've got this like whitish headliner. And I guess maybe that's why they decided to change it up a little bit, because it is so light. But still, I just feel like a darker headliner, maybe a dark gray would have looked better. So far, I really like this vehicle. I mean, again, I can't say enough cool things about that gear lever. It's so childish, but it's cool. I can't help it. Every person loves their glove box. I've already got stuff all stuffed around in my glove box. This is going to be a very fun vehicle. I cannot wait to have some cool adventures in it, and I can't wait to start making it look better. And that is going to start hopefully tomorrow. More to come.